Let me tell you something that many people don't want to hear. Thinking alone will not change your life. You can sit in a quiet room and visualize millions, perfect health, and the ideal life all day long, but if you stop there, if you do nothing more, then all you have done is daydream. The law of attraction is real, but not in the magical way many sell it. It is not a genie that responds to your wishes. It is a law that requires understanding, alignment, and above all, action. Thought is the seed, but action is the soil. Without one, the other will never produce fruit. The first great error people make is believing that desire alone is enough. They say they want wealth, success, love, or meaning, but they confuse vague wanting with true burning desire. Desire is not a fleeting wish. It is not a casual thought that comes and goes. It is a force so strong that it moves you into action even when you are tired, scared, or doubting. Desire, real desire, sets fire to the mind and drives the body. It compels you to learn, to fail, to rise, and to repeat. Without that fire, no amount of affirmation will bring you your dreams. Now, let us consider the real purpose of the law of attraction. It is not to grant wishes, it is to align the mind with the life you are building. It tunes your thoughts, your speech, your habits, and your energy to the frequency of your goals. It brings clarity, which is power. But clarity without movement is like having a map without taking the first step. You must move. You must decide. And above all, you must act as though you already possess the thing you are seeking. This is the key that so many miss. The law of attraction is not about passive receiving. It is about energetic becoming. You see, the world does not give to those who merely ask. It gives to those who prepare. When you act in harmony with your desires, you send a signal, not just to your subconscious mind, but to everyone and everything around you. That signal says, I am ready, I am serious, I am aligned. People begin to notice you. Opportunities begin to surface. But they are drawn not just by your thoughts, but by your relentless follow-through. The law of attraction is not mystical. It is practical. And like all practical laws, it demands effort, repetition, and faith built through proof. Here is a truth I've learned through many years of study and observation. The law of attraction only activates fully when it is combined with the law of action. Every great success story you've heard did not come from wishful thinking alone. It came from a thought that sparked a plan that inspired action, and action that was repeated until it bore results. People speak of miracles, but the real miracle is what happens when a person aligns thought, word, and deed with unwavering focus. That is the moment when the universe stops ignoring you. That is when it starts responding. Now let us be clear, the subconscious mind plays a vital role. When you constantly dwell on a goal, your subconscious begins to shape your behaviors toward that goal. It alerts you to new chances. It pushes you to speak with conviction. It empowers you to make choices that support your aim. But the subconscious is not magic. It is a powerful servant, not a master. If you feed it with confusion, doubt, or laziness, it will return more of the same. But if you feed it with clarity, commitment, and discipline, it will work night and day on your behalf. So the question is not whether the law of attraction works. It does. The question is, are you using it correctly? Are you pairing your desire with action? Are you aligning your thoughts with your habits? Are you living as the person you wish to become, or are you waiting for the world to change so you don't have to? That is the real examination. That is where dreams are either born or buried. If you want something, ask yourself this: have I earned the right to receive it? Have I paid the price in discipline, time, and persistence? Let us speak now of persistence, for it is the handmaiden of desire. Many people begin with excitement, only to quit when results do not appear quickly. They say, I tried the law of attraction. It didn't work. But what they mean is, I thought about something, and when it didn't appear fast enough, I stopped trying. That is not attraction, that is impatience. The law responds to faith sustained over time, not fleeting enthusiasm. You must persist even when results are invisible. You must trust the process long before you see the product. And now we come to the great companion of all success, faith. Not blind faith, but active faith. Faith that is supported by movement. Faith that says, I may not see the whole staircase, but I will climb the first step. This kind of faith builds confidence. It teaches you that momentum is your greatest ally, and once momentum begins, the law of attraction gains power. Your belief grows stronger, your environment begins to change, people respond to your energy, the world opens its doors. But none of it happens until you take that first step with full conviction. So if you want to master the law of attraction, begin here. Think deeply, plan clearly, act daily, persist relentlessly, and believe wholly. Do not wait for the stars to align. Do not wait for the perfect mood or the perfect time. You are the one who must begin the alignment. You are the one who must call success forth with your hands as well as your heart. Speak the goal, see the goal, become the goal, and the law will respond. Not because you wished, but because you earned. Let us now consider the invisible forces that govern achievement. There are laws at work that do not care about your wishes, your background, or your comfort. These laws respond only to clarity, consistency, and courage. The law of attraction is one such force. It is not moved by complaints, nor does it bow to hesitation. It is activated by commitment. It listens to your deepest intention and pays attention to your unwavering follow-through. That is the secret so few understand. You must not only think about what you want, you must become the kind of person who deserves it. This brings us to a powerful truth. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and excuses, then that is the energy you send into the world. You may be speaking positive words, but if your inner state is weak, the law of attraction reads your truth, not your performance. You cannot lie to the universe. It does not respond to the mask you wear. It responds to the vibration of your soul. And if your soul is not in harmony with your desire, the result will always be confusion and delay. So the first work is not in the external world, it is within. You must train your mind to believe, not casually, but fully. That means clearing out the clutter, releasing limiting beliefs, letting go of the habits that betray your own potential. This is not easy work, but it is essential. Every morning, you must renew your agreement with greatness. You must speak to yourself as if you were already living your dream. You must look in the mirror and speak life into your reflection, because the mind cannot attract what it secretly believes it does not deserve. Many people confuse wishing with believing. They say they believe, but what they really mean is they hope. Hope is good, it is a beginning, but it is not the foundation of success. Belief is deeper. It is the knowing that you will prevail, even if no evidence yet exists. It is the voice within you that says, keep going, even when the path is dark. That kind of belief shapes your decisions. It influences how you spend your time, who you speak to, what you read, how you respond to failure. That belief, when sustained, is what the law of attraction amplifies. And that leads us to another vital principle, preparation. The law of attraction is not just about attracting things. It is about becoming ready to receive them. If your dream arrived today, would you be able to handle it? Would you have the character, the focus, the habits to sustain it? Most people are not blocked by the universe. They are blocked by their own unreadiness. They ask for rain, but bring no umbrella. They ask for abundance, but hold on to scarcity. The universe does not give you what you ask for. It gives you what you are prepared to steward. That is why so many people remain stuck. They are praying for new opportunities while staying married to old excuses. They are asking for success while protecting their comfort zone. You cannot serve two masters. You must choose. Either you will rise into your next level, or you will remain loyal to your limitations. There is no middle ground. The law of attraction does not reward indecision, it rewards boldness. And boldness does not mean recklessness. It means taking daily, disciplined steps in the direction of your purpose, regardless of fear, fatigue, or doubt. Let us also speak of language, for it is the bridge between your mind and your results. The words you speak become the energy you broadcast. If you constantly say, I can't, I'm unlucky, or it's too hard, then the law of attraction echoes those declarations back to you. It is not personal, it is mechanical. If you feed it weakness, it returns limitation. But if you speak power, possibility, and persistence, then it responds in kind. You must discipline your mouth to only speak what builds. Speak of where you are going, not where you have been. And this discipline must extend to thought as well. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant grows. If you allow the weeds of worry, envy, or fear to take root, they will choke your future. But if you deliberately plant gratitude, vision, and intention, your mind becomes a magnet for good. This does not happen once, it happens daily. You must water your thoughts every morning. You must pull the weeds every night. The law of attraction responds to the frequency of your dominant thoughts. If your dominant thoughts are powerful, your results will be too. Now, let us address one more great illusion, that you can do this alone. You were not made to walk this path in isolation. The people you surround yourself with influence your vibration. If they are negative, cynical, or lazy, their energy becomes yours. It seeps into your mindset. It dulls your edge. You must be ruthless about your environment, not cruel, but committed. Surround yourself with those who see greatness in you, those who speak life, those who hold you to a higher standard, because energy is contagious, and so is mediocrity. You must become the curator of your life. Choose your thoughts with care. Choose your words with precision. Choose your actions with discipline. Choose your companions with discernment. Every choice shapes your frequency, and your frequency shapes your future. The law of attraction is not about shortcuts, it is about alignment. When your thoughts, words, emotions, and actions are in harmony, the world takes notice, opportunities find you, doors open, not because you wished, but because you became worthy. And remember this always, success is not about luck, it is about design. You are the architect of your life. And if the design is not producing what you want, you must go back to the foundation. You must rewire your thinking, rebuild your habits, restore your discipline. You must make yourself ready. Because when you are ready, the law of attraction is not just a possibility, it is inevitable. You must understand, deeply and without doubt, that the universe does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to who you are becoming. You may say you desire health, wealth, and happiness, but if your daily habits reflect laziness, doubt, and fear, then the universe cannot deliver what your soul is not aligned to receive. The law of attraction is not a magic formula for bypassing effort. It is a mirror that reflects your dominant state of being. If you want to change what you receive, you must first change what you radiate. The great minds throughout history knew this. They did not merely think, they acted. They envisioned a new reality, and then they set their entire lives to the rhythm of that vision. They woke early. They practiced discipline. They persisted through ridicule and resistance. The law of attraction worked for them not because they begged for success, but because they lived in a state of preparation. They were not waiting for opportunity, they were creating it. That is the missing link for many. You are not here to wish, you are here to build. And building begins with clarity. You must know what you want, not vaguely, but specifically. You must define it in such detail that it becomes etched in your imagination like a blueprint. A vague goal creates vague effort, and vague effort produces vague results. Be exact in your desire. See it, smell it, feel it. Know how it will change your life and how you will serve others through it. The more clearly you define your outcome, the more powerfully your subconscious begins to rearrange your behavior to achieve it. That is how thought becomes flesh. But clarity is not enough. You must have conviction. You must believe that what you want is not only possible, but inevitable. That belief cannot be borrowed from others. It must be earned through effort and fortified by faith. If you do not believe deeply, your energy will not penetrate the world. You will remain in the realm of wishful thinking, never crossing over into manifestation. Belief must be trained. It must be strengthened through repeated exposure to possibility. Surround yourself with evidence that your dream is attainable and eliminate anything that causes your faith to shrink. Let us now speak of discipline, the great builder of destiny. Without discipline, the law of attraction remains powerless. You can dream as big as you want, but unless you are willing to endure discomfort, resist temptation, and act with consistency, you will remain where you are. Discipline is the proof that your desire is genuine. It is the language that the universe respects. When you rise early to study your craft, when you say no to distraction, when you take the hard road instead of the easy one, this is when the law of attraction begins to stir in your favor. And make no mistake, resistance will come. The moment you commit to a higher life, obstacles will appear. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because it is testing your seriousness. You must pass through the fire of resistance to reach the clarity of manifestation. The doubts in your mind, the fear in your chest, the setbacks in your path, they are not signs to quit. They are the proving grounds of transformation. When you persist through them, you become a different person, and when you change, your results change. That is how the law works. Now consider the power of repetition. One thought spoken once has little impact, but a thought repeated daily with emotion becomes embedded in your identity. That is why affirmations matter, but only when they are spoken with belief and backed by action. Say what you want out loud. Speak it as if it were already true. Say it in the morning when your mind is open. Say it at night before you sleep. The more you affirm your desire, the more your mind accepts it as real, and the more your actions begin to align with your belief. Yet here is where many fall short. They speak affirmations in the morning and spend the rest of the day contradicting them with fear, gossip, and doubt. You cannot sow abundance in the morning and water it with poison by afternoon. Your words must match your attitude must match your behavior must match your vision. This is alignment, and alignment is what activates the law of attraction in full force. When all parts of you agree, the world moves. When you are divided, nothing changes. Let us not forget the role of gratitude. Gratitude is the accelerator of attraction. It amplifies your signal. It brings more of what you appreciate into your life. When you are thankful, you vibrate at the level of abundance. You signal to the universe that you are aware, receptive, and ready. Gratitude is not a passive emotion. It is a strategy. Keep a record of your blessings. Reflect on what is working. Give thanks for the lessons inside the failures. When you practice gratitude consistently, you open the gates of reception. You make space for miracles. And in the same breath, let us acknowledge the power of letting go. Many try to force the outcome. They become obsessed with timelines and methods. But the law of attraction is not activated by desperation. It is activated by faith. You must learn to pursue your goals with intensity while releasing the need to control every detail. Take action, stay committed, but do not strangle your dream with anxiety. Let it breathe. Let it unfold. Your job is to become the person worthy of the dream. The timing, the how, the way, it will come when you are ready. The law of attraction is not a passive tool. It is an active process. It begins with a thought, grows with belief, strengthens through action, and blossoms through alignment. If you are missing any of these parts, your results will be incomplete. But if you master each piece, if you live each day as the version of yourself who already has what you desire, then the law of attraction becomes a partner in your journey. Not the whole journey, but a force that walks beside you, magnifying your efforts and rewarding your faith. Now let us consider one of the most overlooked dimensions of the law of attraction, your emotional state. The emotions you cultivate daily are not just side effects of your thoughts. They are signals that shape your reality. You cannot attract abundance from a state of resentment. You cannot attract peace while radiating frustration. You cannot bring in love if you walk in bitterness. Emotion is the fuel that powers thought. When your emotions vibrate with hope, gratitude, and enthusiasm, your thoughts take on a magnetic quality. But when you dwell in fear, your thoughts lose their charge and become repellent. So, how do you raise your emotional state? Not through denial, not by pretending everything is perfect, but by shifting your focus to what empowers you. Begin your day not with complaints, but with intentions. Speak aloud what you are creating. Feel the result as though it already lives inside you. Train yourself to smile when you feel defeated. Train yourself to breathe deeply when anxiety creeps in. These small shifts create an emotional foundation that supports your vision. The law of attraction reads, energy, and emotion is your strongest transmitter. Your job is to create the inner environment that matches the life you are building. If you seek freedom, you must feel free within. If you desire confidence, you must walk in it before the results appear. This is the law. You must first be what you intend to attract. And this is where so many miss the mark. They try to think positive, but live negative. They speak of dreams, but act from fear. The world responds not to your words, but to your vibration. If you do not embody the future you say you want, then your words are hollow. And so the key is embodiment. You must walk through life as if your goal were already real. Speak as though the door has opened. Move as though the opportunity has already found you. This is not delusion, it is alignment. When you match your internal state to your desired future, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious and to the world around you. People notice. Circumstances shift. New doors crack open. Not because you forced them, but because you finally matched the frequency of the life you were meant to live. But to embody that future, you must let go of the past. Many people try to carry old pain into a new season. They wonder why nothing changes. But the past is not your identity. It is your lesson. If you keep dragging the same resentment, the same self-doubt, the same fear of failure, you are telling the universe you are still that old version of yourself. And the law of attraction, loyal and obedient, keeps delivering life to the old you. If you want something different, you must become someone different. You must make peace with the past, or it will block the path forward. This is where forgiveness becomes powerful, not for others, but for your own liberation. When you forgive what hurts you, you cut the cord that ties you to low vibrations. You release yourself from cycles of scarcity and bitterness. You step into the higher ground where healing and creation meet. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is freedom. And freedom is the environment where vision grows. The law of attraction does not respond to grudge holders. It responds to visionaries who walk light, live clean, and lead with grace. Let us now speak of service, for this is where your power multiplies. Many people seek wealth, fame, or success for their own comfort, but the universe responds more quickly to those who serve. When your dream includes the elevation of others, you become a channel of good. And when you become a channel of good, more is poured through you. This is the paradox of abundance. The more you give with pure intent, the more you receive, not out of obligation, but out of universal law. What you sow, you reap. What you offer, you attract. If you want to accelerate the law of attraction in your life, then anchor your dream in purpose. Ask not only what you want, but who you will become and how that version of you will bless the world. When your vision includes the growth of others, the universe conspires in your favor. People show up to help you. Resources arrive. Doors open not only for you, but for everyone connected to your mission. This is the power of a dream bigger than yourself. It becomes magnetic to the very forces that make success inevitable. And here we reach the heart of it all. Faith. Faith that is not moved by appearance. Faith that remains steady when the bank account is low, when the applause is absent, when the path is unclear. This faith is not fantasy, it is discipline of the highest order. It is the decision to act in alignment with your future, even while the present contradicts it. It is believing that the roots are growing even when you see no fruit. This faith is what the law of attraction rewards. Not empty wishing, but belief proven by daily action. Faith is not something you wait to feel. It is something you choose to walk in. Every day you rise and recommit. Every day you renew your intention, and when doubt whispers, you answer with decision. When fear shouts, you respond with action. Because faith is a behavior, not just a feeling. The more you act in faith, the more you build trust in yourself. And as your confidence grows, your energy shifts. That energy becomes magnetic. That magnetism is the very essence of attraction. You do not need to beg for blessings. You only need to prepare for them. Act as if what you want is already moving toward you. Build your habits, your schedule, your environment as though your goal were already in your possession. And when you do, the law of attraction responds. Because it is not about what you are asking for, it is about what you are building. Do not wait for proof before you commit. Do not ask the world to show you results before you invest your belief. The world responds to your leadership. It mirrors your intention, not your hesitation. If you move with clarity, if you act with purpose, if you speak as though your dream were a command, then the world begins to align. This is not arrogance, it is certainty. And certainty is the secret language of manifestation. When you walk as if it is already yours, the door begins to open. Not because you demanded, but because you align. Understand this. Every moment of doubt you feed slows the current of your progress. Every time you look at your dream and say, maybe not, you disconnect from its power. The law of attraction does not understand contradiction. It works with clarity, with singular vision, with unwavering persistence. So you must make a choice. You must decide fully, completely, without backpedaling, that what you desire is worthy of you and that you are ready to receive it. From that point forward, every action you take must reflect that decision. No more partial commitments, no more second guessing, total focus, total faith. And yet you must learn to love the process as much as the prize. Too many chase the end result and despise the journey. But the journey is the classroom where you become the person who can handle the reward. You cannot fast forward through growth. You cannot skip the lessons and still hold the treasure. The law of attraction brings you what you are prepared to hold. So be willing to endure the training. Be willing to rise early, to fail forward, to be misunderstood. These are not punishments. They are the invitations to the next level of your life. The most dangerous lie you can believe is that change is outside of your control, that you must wait for a new job, a new relationship, or a new year before you begin. But the truth is, change begins the moment you take responsibility for your mindset. Everything starts within. The external is simply the echo. If you want more love, generate it inside you. If you want abundance, create the conditions for it through your discipline. If you want peace, release the internal war you've been fighting. You are the cause. Everything else is the effect. Let us speak now of habits, for your life is built upon them. You cannot attract greatness while living small. You cannot pull in wealth while operating with the habits of poverty. Every day your actions are casting a vote for the future you will live. If your habits are aligned with scarcity, fear, and chaos, then you cannot expect abundance to find a home in you. But when you refine your habits, when you rise early, study deeply, speak clearly, and act intentionally, then you become a magnet for everything you've been seeking. Your routines shape your results. If your day begins with distractions, negativity, or mindless consumption, you are not preparing for success, you are repelling it. The law of attraction is always listening, and it responds not to what you want, but to what you do. Build habits that reflect your highest self. Create morning rituals that connect you to purpose. Design your environment so that every detail pulls you forward. When your structure supports your vision, momentum begins to build. And with momentum, attraction becomes automatic. Now, think of your time. How you spend your time is how you vote for your future. Every hour is a seed. Plant it with care. Water it with focus. Give it light through intention. The law of attraction rewards those who respect their time. If you waste it, you are sending a signal of low value. But if you use it wisely, with discipline and purpose, the law responds with opportunity. You cannot expect a rich life while living as if time has no worth. Time is your most sacred currency. Invest it where your vision can grow. And do not overlook the role of patience. You may be doing the right things, but the results are not yet visible. That does not mean the law is not working. It means the seed is growing underground. Trust the delay. The delay is not denial, it is preparation. The universe is not late, it is on time, but it must shape you before it can reward you. Impatience is the enemy of manifestation. It makes you dig up seeds before they blossom, but faith waits. Faith waters. Faith stands tall even when the garden is still bare. Let us also remember the power of consistency. One great effort does not change your life. 1,000 small efforts do. The law of attraction responds to consistency more than intensity. Anyone can be motivated for a day, but few can be disciplined for a year. It is your daily decisions, your daily words, your daily thoughts that accumulate into your reality. If you want extraordinary results, you must live with extraordinary focus, not for a moment, but as a lifestyle. Therefore, that consistency becomes your signal. That signal calls in your new life. And finally, return always to this truth. The law of attraction is your ally, but it is not your master. You are not meant to sit and wait. You are meant to move and create. Use this law as a compass, not a crutch. Let it guide your thoughts, empower your faith, and strengthen your habits. But know that your hands must still build the dream, your feet must still walk the path, and your heart must still believe even when the world offers no confirmation. Because it is not the law of attraction alone that changes your life. It is you, the committed you, the faithful you, the disciplined you. That version of you is the secret. That version of you is the magnet. That version of you is the one the world cannot resist. Now we must turn our attention to the role of imagination, for it is the workshop of the mind. Every invention, every success, every transformation began first in someone's imagination. It is here where the law of attraction first takes root. The mind must first see clearly what the eyes cannot. If you cannot imagine yourself healthy, happy, or successful, then no force on earth can bring it into your experience. It's the pictures you hold in your mind, the mental movies you play when no one is watching. Those are the blueprints the universe follows. Do not take this lightly. The imagination is not a childish toy. It is the engine of all creation. Those who dare to imagine what others call impossible are the ones who change the world. And those who constantly imagine worst-case scenarios are the ones who attract them. You must guard your imagination with vigilance. Feed it daily with vision, with ideas, with images that inspire. Speak life into it. Write down your goals. Visualize your dream, not only in detail, but with feeling. The law of attraction responds to emotion more than words. This is why vague dreams bring vague results. If you tell the universe, I want more money, and then go back to your day without clarity or emotion, what have you really communicated? But if you say, I am building a business that earns $100,000 a year by serving others with passion, and you visualize yourself living that outcome, what you wear, how you feel, who you help, that becomes a command, not a wish. Your imagination, empowered by emotion and focused intention, becomes your most powerful tool of manifestation. Now, a word of caution. Do not use your imagination to escape your current reality. Use it to transform it. The law of attraction does not respond to fantasy. It responds to aligned energy. There is a difference between daydreaming and vision casting. One keeps you idle, the other moves you into purpose. Your dream must pull you into action. If it doesn't, it's not yet a true dream. When you imagine the future you desire and let it guide your decisions in the present, then you have tapped into the true power of creation. And remember, you do not need the approval of others to believe in your dream. The law of attraction is not a popularity contest. The world may not understand you at first. People may mock your vision, question your focus, or resist your growth. That is natural. Many reject what they do not yet understand. But you must hold firm. The dream was given to you, not them. Their disbelief is not your barrier unless you accept it as truth. Protect your vision from small minds. Surround yourself with believers. And above all, become your own greatest supporter. Let us speak now of self-talk, for it is the soundtrack of your attraction. The voice inside your mind is either your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. If that voice constantly says, I can't, I'm not ready, I don't deserve it, then no matter how beautiful your goals are, you will sabotage yourself. But if that voice says, I am capable, I am growing, I am ready, then you create momentum from within. You don't need external applause when your internal voice is rooted in power. Change that voice, and you change your vibration. That voice must be trained. You must catch it in the act of doubt and correct it with truth. When it says, "You're too late," you say, "My time is now." When it says, "You're not enough," you say, "I am becoming more every day." Speak these truths aloud. Write them down. Repeat them until they sink deep into your subconscious. The law of attraction does not respond to your surface thoughts. It responds to what you deeply believe. And belief is built by repetition. The words you say today become the mindset you wear tomorrow. Do not underestimate the power of repetition. It is not glamorous. It is not exciting, but it is the foundation of mastery. Champions are not made by single efforts. They are forged in the furnace of consistency. The law of attraction responds not to occasional greatness, but to persistent faith. You must show up for your dream even on the days you don't feel like it, especially on those days, because that is where transformation is born, not in ease, but in. The most powerful people are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who rise again and again, no matter what. They use failure as feedback. They use setbacks as fuel. And they keep their eyes on the vision, regardless of the obstacles. The law of attraction rewards this kind of spirit, not because it is noble, but because it is focused. It is the consistent vibration of determination that draws life's treasures, sleep in the hands of his own consciousness, not the one who wishes occasionally, but the one who lives in alignment daily. And now we come to a subtle but critical truth. You must act before you are ready. Too many people wait. They wait to feel confident. They wait to have more information. They wait for the perfect moment. But the law of attraction responds to movement, not hesitation. Action is proof of belief. When you act, you signal to the universe that you are serious, that you trust the process, that you are no longer stuck in the loop of waiting. The bold attract breakthroughs. The hesitant attract excuses. This is why imperfect action will always outshine perfect planning. You can spend your life mapping the route, but until you take the first step, the landscape will never change. Move forward, even if the step is small. Make the call, start the journal, launch the idea, take the class, just begin. The law of attraction amplifies momentum, and momentum is born not from perfection, but from bold, consistent action in the face of uncertainty. When you act before you are ready, you shift from passive observer to powerful creator. You stop waiting for conditions to be perfect and begin shaping them yourself. This is the essence of true power. Not in having all the answers, but in moving with faith despite uncertainty. The law of attraction multiplies your energy when you use it to take courageous steps. And each step builds confidence. Confidence is not something you are given, it is something you earn through action. Now, let us turn our eyes toward a principle that few speak of, yet it governs all: alignment. Alignment is when your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and behaviors all point in the same direction. If your thoughts say success, but your actions say procrastination, there is no alignment. If your words say abundance, but your beliefs scream lack, you are out of harmony. The law of attraction cannot deliver when your frequencies cancel each other out. Your life cannot rise higher than your dominant vibration. So how do you align yourself? Start by observing. Observe your thoughts. Observe your habits. Observe your surroundings. Are they congruent with the life you say you want? Are you speaking like a person of purpose? Are you walking with the posture of someone expecting success? Are you filling your mind with wisdom or with worry? Alignment begins with awareness, and awareness must be followed by correction. Now, you see the misalignment. You must adjust. Realign every part of your life to your highest intention. This is not about being perfect. This is about being intentional. Every time you choose to act in alignment, you tell the universe, "I am serious." You tell yourself, "I am capable." And you become a magnet for opportunities that match your vibration. This is how the unseen becomes seen. Not by magic, but by mastery. The more aligned you are, the less resistance you encounter. Life begins to flow. People begin to respond. Circumstances bend in your favor, not because of chance, but because you have finally matched the energy of your desire. And now we must speak of integrity, for it is the foundation upon which all manifestation stands. Integrity is doing what you said you would do even after the mood has passed. It is keeping your word not just to others, but to yourself. When you break promises to yourself, you weaken your own faith. You send a message to your subconscious that your word has no power. But when you honor your word, even in small things, your internal authority grows, and the law of attraction responds to internal authority. It does not serve the double-minded. It rewards the decisive. There is no attraction without self-respect. If you do not trust yourself, how can the world trust you? If you say one thing and do another, your vibration becomes scattered, and scattered energy cannot attract focused results. But when you become a person of consistency, when your inner and outer worlds mirror each other, your presence becomes powerful. You become someone others are drawn to. You become someone opportunities seek. That is the real law of attraction in motion. Integrity in thought, word, and deed. Let us now consider the influence of your environment. You cannot plant a seed in toxic soil and expect it to thrive. Likewise, you cannot build a dream while surrounded by energy that drains you. Evaluate your environment. Look at your home, your workspace, your relationships. Are they fueling your vision or feeding your fears? The law of attraction does not operate in isolation. It is influenced by your surroundings. You must cultivate a space that reflects where you are going, not where you have been. This means removing clutter, physical, mental, emotional. Clean your space. Simplify your routines. Detach from toxic conversations. Release old attachments that no longer serve you. Your environment should speak to your future, not echo your past. Fill your world with symbols of what you're creating, books that elevate you, people who inspire you, habits that stretch you. When your outer world supports your inner vision, the law of attraction accelerates, resistance fades, flow begins. And in that flow, there must be stillness. Amidst all the movement, there must be space for silence. This is where the answers come. In the quiet moments, you hear the whispers of clarity. The law of attraction works best when your mind is not clouded by noise. Learn to unplug. Learn to listen. Not every breakthrough will come through effort. Some will come through stillness. You must balance the doing with the being, the pushing with the receiving. This harmony is where miracles are born. And now, perhaps most importantly, you must cultivate resilience, because no path worth walking is free from difficulty. You will be tested, not because you are being punished, but because you are being prepared. The law of attraction will stretch you to match the size of your dream. It will expose your weaknesses, not to break you, but to strengthen you. Every challenge is a mirror. Every delay is a lesson. Every obstacle is an invitation to grow. Do not curse the struggle, bless it. It is refining you. It is aligning you. It is making you ready. Resilience is proof that your desire is not shallow. Anyone can dream when things are easy, but those who persist through storms are the ones who rise. They know that the law of attraction is not a guarantee. It is a partner, and every partnership requires effort. You bring the vision. You bring the action. You bring the faith. The universe responds. Not always immediately, not always as you expect, but always with precision. Let us now speak of commitment. Not the kind you whisper to yourself in passing, but the kind you carve into your identity. The law of attraction demands a level of seriousness that most people never reach. It responds not to wishful minds, but to committed hearts. When you are truly committed, your entire being shifts. You no longer dabble. You no longer test the waters. You dive in. You rearrange your life to reflect your vision. You remove distractions. You say no to things that once thrilled you because something greater is now calling. Commitment creates clarity, and clarity creates energy. When you know exactly what you are pursuing, you stop wasting time on what does not align. You move with intention. You walk with focus. You attract people and opportunities that match your seriousness. This is the silent language of commitment. It doesn't beg, it doesn't scream, but it radiates. People can feel it, the universe can sense it, and when your commitment is real, the doors that were once locked begin to unlock without force. But understand this, commitment will cost you. It will cost you comfort, laziness, and indecision. It may cost you approval. It may even cost you certain relationships. But what it gives you in return is worth more than all you lose. It gives you power, direction, peace, and progress. It gives you the deep satisfaction of knowing you are no longer drifting, you are building. The law of attraction amplifies builders. It fuels creators. It partners with those who take full ownership of their path. And with commitment comes identity. You must begin to identify as the person who already has what you are working toward. If you constantly see yourself as someone who is trying, struggling, or hoping, then you will remain in that state. But if you shift your identity, if you say, I am a person of discipline, I am a leader, I am wealthy in spirit and growing in wealth each day, then your actions, speech, and energy begin to align with that image. You cannot outperform your self-image. You must rise in your own eyes before you rise in the world. That identity must be built through intentional repetition, through small wins, through acts of courage. Every time you do what the future version of you would do, you reinforce that identity. And as that identity solidifies, so does your power of attraction. You stop chasing results, you start embodying them. You walk differently, you speak differently, and the world adjusts to the new version of you. This is not arrogance, this is alignment. The law of attraction does not bring what you beg for, it brings who you become. Let us now turn to the matter of energy. Everything in the universe is energy, your thoughts, your words, your emotions. You are a walking transmission tower, constantly sending signals through your state of being. The law of attraction responds not to what you say in fleeting moments, but to the dominant frequency you live in. If you carry doubt for 23 hours and affirm your goals for one, guess which frequency is stronger? It is not enough to visualize for a few minutes. You must vibrate your vision all day long. You can raise your energy by taking care of your body. Move daily, eat clean, breathe deeply, sleep well. A sluggish body cannot house an empowered mind. Your physical vessel is the amplifier of your spiritual signal. When your body is alive and well, your confidence grows. Your thoughts become clearer. Your words carry weight. The law of attraction flows through vessels that are strong, open, and fully engaged. This is not vanity, it is stewardship. You cannot build a palace with weak bricks. Take care of your energy source, and you must guard that energy fiercely. You are not required to entertain every conversation. You are not obligated to absorb every emotion others throw at you. Be selective with your focus. Be protective of your peace. The law of attraction does not respond well to divided energy. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what nourishes you. Your time, your space, and your energy are sacred. Treat them that way. The more intentional you are with your energy, the more magnetic you become. Let us also speak of joy, for it is often forgotten in the pursuit of greatness. Some people become so fixated on the outcome that they forget to live. They grind without grace. They sacrifice without celebration. And though they may achieve results, they feel empty. That is not success. That is suffering disguised as achievement. The law of attraction thrives in joy. When you create from joy, you radiate effortlessly. You attract effortlessly. Because joy is the highest form of gratitude. It says, I am already blessed, and I'm ready for more. So laugh often, love deeply, celebrate progress no matter how small. Infuse your work with meaning. Do not wait until the end to feel good. Feel good now. The universe responds quickly to those who are already grateful, already lit from within, already living in the energy of the answer. This does not mean life will be free from pain, but it means your response to pain will be different. Joy is not the absence of hardship. It is the presence of hope, even within the hardship. And finally, let us touch upon the sacred nature of intention. Every action you take carries an energy behind it. If you do things just for appearances, just for applause, the energy is hollow. But if you act from truth, from a place of real desire to grow, serve, or love, that energy becomes magnetic. The law of attraction responds not only to the what, but to the why. Your intention must be clean, clear, and rooted in something greater than ego. That kind of energy cannot be denied. Now we enter the deeper layers of truth, the understanding that the law of attraction is only as powerful as the meaning you give it. For some, it is a trick to gain things quickly. For others, it is a sacred path to becoming the highest version of themselves. Those who succeed at the highest levels do not merely use the law of attraction, they become the law in action. They live in harmony with universal principles, not because they seek reward, but because they know it is right. They understand that who they are matters more than what they want. This shift from getting to becoming is the turning point. If you pursue your dreams only to impress others or to escape your current life, your energy will betray you. The law of attraction sees beneath the surface. It responds to authenticity. You must desire with purpose. Not to fill a void, but to express your fullness. The most magnetic people are those who move from service, from love, from a deep, unwavering intention to grow and uplift. They are not seeking the world. They are shaping it. And the world responds accordingly. Let us pause and ask, what kind of energy are you living in each day? Not the one you show others, but the one that quietly runs through your mind when you're alone. That inner world is your true broadcast signal. And if it is filled with fear, comparison, or judgment, it will distort your outer results. But if it is filled with peace, vision, and compassion, then your external world will slowly but surely shift to match. You cannot outrun the energy you carry. So if you want better results, begin by upgrading your inner life. Forgive yourself for the time you spent living small. Forgive yourself for the opportunities you missed, the fear you fed, the dreams you buried. That was a different version of you. A version doing the best they could with the awareness they had. But you are no longer that person. You are waking up. You are rising. And with every act of forgiveness, you make more space inside. Space for clarity. Space for wisdom. Space for power. The law of attraction does not hold grudges, but it does wait for you to release the weight you no longer need. And now, step by step, you must rebuild your self-repulge. The person you see in your mind's eye is the ceiling of your potential. If you see yourself as unworthy, unready, or unfortunate, then no external change can fully override that. You must begin to see yourself not just as capable, but as already becoming. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. Honor your effort. Acknowledge your resilience, because every word you speak to yourself is a brick in the foundation of your future. This work is not glamorous. It is not always quick, but it is necessary. Each time you get back up, each time you take a step forward, each time you believe when it would be easier to doubt, you are shifting your vibration. And that vibration is your truest language. You don't attract what you post, what you wear, or what you say in public. You attract what you believe in private. The quiet choices, the silent prayers, the still resolve when no one is watching. These are what shape your field of attraction. And so, if the law of attraction is not working for you, don't blame the law, examine the pattern. Where are you out of alignment? What habits are you holding on to that contradict your vision? What parts of yourself still operate from fear instead of faith? This is not judgment, it is inventory. And only by taking inventory can you take responsibility. And only by taking responsibility can you take control. Responsibility is the birthplace of power. The moment you say, "This is on me," you reclaim your creative authority. You are not broken, you are not behind, you are not disqualified, you are simply in progress. And progress, no matter how small, is still forward movement. The law of attraction magnifies what is consistent. So be consistent in your belief, be consistent in your actions. Be consistent in your gratitude, your effort, your self-talk, and over time, what was once invisible becomes undeniable. Not because you chased it, but because you aligned with it. And let us not forget one of the most powerful tools available to you, contribution. If you want to receive more, begin by giving more. Give time, give encouragement, give energy, give kindness. This opens the floodgates of attraction. When you live as though the world is already abundant, abundance flows to you with greater ease. This is not a gimmick. It is a universal principle. Give what you wish to receive. Radiate the very thing you seek. And watch as it returns to you, multiplied, magnified, and matured. You were never meant to struggle forever. You were never meant to beg the universe for scraps. You were designed to create, to attract, to shape, to rise. And the only thing that has ever stood in your way is the story you've believed about yourself. Change that story, and everything else begins to change. The law of attraction is not the whole path, but it is a powerful part. And when you combine it with action, discipline, and belief, you become unstoppable. And now we arrive at the summit, the place where thought, belief, action, and identity converge. You have journeyed far, and yet the most powerful realization is this. The law of attraction is not simply about pulling things toward you. It is about becoming someone who no longer needs to chase what they once thought they lacked. The real secret is not in asking the universe for more, but in removing what blocks you from receiving what has always been within reach. You were born with potential. You were born with genius. You were born with a spark that no failure, no doubt, no circumstance can extinguish. That spark may have been buried under years of noise, fear, or hesitation, but it still burns. And now, having studied, applied, fallen, and risen again, you are beginning to understand that the universe has never been against you. It has only been reflecting your own readiness, your own permission, your own belief. So what now? Now you lead. Now you rise, not for applause, but for purpose. You wake up each day, not to prove your worth, but to express it. You no longer chase results, you embody them. Your thoughts are clear, your energy is focused, your habits are aligned, your intentions are pure, and because of that, the world begins to move differently around you. People sense your strength. Opportunities find your doorstep. Synchronicities become frequent. You are no longer the one waiting. You are the one creating. And yes, you will still stumble. The storms will still come. But now you understand that your outer world does not define your inner peace. You will meet resistance with resilience. You will meet failure with wisdom. You will meet doubt with unwavering focus. Because you are no longer fragile. You are no longer unrooted. You are grounded in purpose, in clarity, in self-mastery. You are no longer trying to attract your dream. You are becoming the dream. You see, now that success is not a destination. It is a state of being. It is how you carry yourself, how you speak to yourself, how you walk into every room. It is the discipline to act when no one is watching. It is the courage to stand alone in your vision. It is the maturity to delay gratification and the wisdom to ignore the noise. The law of attraction is not your shortcut. It is your companion, and it walks closest beside those who live in integrity, focus, and faith. From this day forward, you do not need to be convinced. You need only to continue. Continue showing up when it's hard. Continue aligning when it's tempting to drift. Continue believing when no one else does. Continue building when nothing seems to be working, because in time, the law will answer. It will not rush. It will not shout. But it will show up in unmistakable ways. The people will come. The opportunities will appear. The results will arrive. Not because you waited, but because you prepared. Let others wonder how you did it. Let them say you're lucky. But you will know that it was never luck. It was alignment. It was commitment. It was faith made real through action. It was the law of attraction fused with the law of discipline, the law of clarity, the law of preparation. You played the long game. You chose consistency over comfort. And that is why you will win. And when you do win, do not forget the path. Do not forget the version of you that struggled, that doubted, that kept going anyway. Honor that version, because they were the bridge. They were the foundation. And now, with every success you experience, every dream you touch, you will have a responsibility, not just to enjoy it, but to teach it, to show others what is possible, to remind them that the law of attraction is not a trick or a trend, but a principle that responds only to those who are ready to meet it with power, with presence, and with purpose. So rise and walk in the fullness of who you are becoming. The world is ready, the universe is listening, and everything you've ever desired is already on its way, not because you hoped, but because you prepared. You did the work. You became the one who deserves it. And that is what you were missing.